There are 4 things never to say to a narcissist, and I'm going to tell you what they are in this video. Hey there, I'm Rebecca Zung. I'm an attorney, negotiation expert, and the best-selling author of Slay the Bully, How to Negotiate with a Narcissist and Win. And I'm here to empower you with the tools so that you can negotiate, communicate, and take your power back. And especially with things like 4 things never to say to narcissists, especially when you are dealing with challenging situations, high conflict situations, high conflict personalities. Before you dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click that bell so that you never miss a chance to tune in and negotiate with power, communicate with power, and turn things into your favor in a stealth way. All right, today we are uncovering 4 things to never say to narcissists. You're going to want to stay all the way to the end because we're going to make sure that the best is saved for last. Knowledge can transform your interactions and protect your peace of mind. So let's get started. Let's dive right into the 4 things you should never say to a narcissist. These are the things that you want to make sure that you never say because they can trigger them, right? And they can escalate conflicts, they can trigger manipulation and undermine your efforts to maintain a peaceful situation. You want to be on the stealth. You want to ethically manipulate the manipulator. That's what I always say. All right. So the first one is you're wrong. Don't ever say you're wrong. I mean, you want to say things like, help me understand, or I agree with you. I agree that we're never going to agree, or things like that. Or, like, I'm curious, where did you come up with that idea? You know, you want to be like a little bit more stealth about things than rather just you're wrong. Because if you just push back against, you're going to be like pushing up against a brick wall, right? Confronting a narcissist directly, especially when you're like chipping right into that shame wound that they have, is like really declaring and escalating unnecessary conflict, especially when you're trying to get somewhere. You're trying to like go through this battle of hell so that you can get out the other side and be done and be free. They thrive on this kind of drama. I mean, this is what they want. They're baiting you and they're getting supply from this. And now you're down in the mud and you're stuck in this thing. You don't want to be stuck in the drama, trauma, and chaos. You want out of this thing. So you got to be smarter. You got to be more tactical. You got to be more strategic than this. So you want to maybe present things as opinions or present things as a we rather than a you, or as a I rather than as a you. So you can say, you know, I feel like maybe there might be another approach here. Let's like it maybe consider. This can like disarm them so that they aren't so defensive, and that way it keeps the conversation flowing a little bit more. You want to kind of keep things on the neutral. So for example, if you're in a work situation, you might have a narcissistic colleague who proposes an idea that is just absolutely not feasible at all. Instead of saying, no way, you're totally wrong, you might say, you know, I think that there may be some challenges here with that approach. Perhaps we could explore some alternatives here. If your narcissistic family member insists on a specific plan for a family gathering that completely doesn't work for you, instead of saying like, that's a totally bad idea and no way, try saying like, well, I'm concerned about how that plan might work out. Like, can we consider some other options as well? Instead of like just pushing back completely, you have to like kind of go around and how about if you come up with some other ideas also, like let them come up with some other ideas also, like seed it in them. That always is like a great idea too. Let them come up with it and then you like select from their other options. That's the first one. The second one is you don't care about anyone but yourself, even though that's definitely true. Okay. They don't want to be called out on it. They don't want to be seen as that because, they want to be seen as, something other than who they actually are. Okay. So while this may be your genuine feeling, and this is probably the absolute truth, accusing them of being completely selfish is just totally not going to get you anywhere. And what you want is for you to be able to get somewhere with this whole thing, right? You don't want them to shut down. You don't want them to retaliate against you. If you're trying to accomplish something and to figure out, okay, how are you going to be able to accomplish something here? So you want to maybe focus on specific behaviors and the impact that they might have, because you got to figure out, how is this going to be better for them? You got to think about, how can you make this better so that it's from their perspective. Okay. So you think, well, when you engage in this particular behavior, whatever it is, it makes me feel overlooked. And then it centers the conversation on your feelings, invites empathy rather than accusation. You might even say, I'm sure that this is not your intention, or I'm sure that, I knew that you were considering all of these things. And I'm sure that this isn't what, your desired impact was. But what's happening is this, so that it doesn't, like, you leave them an out of, like, oh, right, I didn't think about that, right? So that you can give them an opportunity to go, yeah, I didn't think about that, because I know that you deeply care about all of these other things, but this is what ended up happening. Like, and if a narcissistic partner is constantly disregarding your needs, you, instead of saying you don't care about anyone but yourself, instead of saying that, you can say, when you ignore my requests, I feel unimportant and hurt. Maybe we could address this together. Or you could say, when you ignore my requests, this is the impact that it has. Like, perhaps we could have a conversation about how this would work better this way, or something to that effect. Another example might be like with a friend who's always like monopolizing conversation. And instead of saying, you never listen to me, try saying, there's like not space here. And it's making me feel like I'm not able to share my thoughts. Is there a way that we can have a different approach so that I feel more valued? Because otherwise, I'm feeling like I'm undervalued. I'm sure that's not how you meant it for it to be, but it's how it ends up coming across. Like, something like, so that it feels like a little bit more balanced, something where you can give them an out but also create space for yourself. The next one is, I don't need you. I don't need you, because narcissists don't want that. They don't want to be on the hook for you. They also don't want you to say, I don't need you. It's such a weird dynamic with them, because they don't want to have to do anything for you, but they also don't want you to say, I don't need you. They don't want you to be independent, but they also don't want you to have to do anything for you. When you say, I don't need you, that it triggers their fear of abandonment, and it leads them to engaging in manipulative behaviors. It can lead to like this discard phase stuff, this rage stuff. And it can trigger them in a big time way. So the bottom line is, what we're trying to do here is protect you from their behavior and the fallout from that, right? So that you can get where you want to go with all of this. Again, maintain an effort on cooperation. I always say, fluff for favor, vomit later. So, fluff up their ego a little bit so you can get a little something that, give them something that they want so you can get something that you want. And so you have a little mutual benefit. It's ethically manipulating the manipulator here. So try saying, I value our friendship and I value you and you mean so much to me. And I think that we can accomplish so much more if we're both feeling supported here, right? And same thing at work, like in a team project, rather than saying, I don't need you and I don't need your help and I can do this on my own. Like, I feel like we could achieve so much more if we combine our efforts and we both have such strength. Can you see how like this would be so much better? And give me a totally in the comments if you're seeing what I'm saying here. Definitely join my free private Facebook group, Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung, so that you can get the support and help that you need to, because you definitely don't want to do this alone. Because when you're dealing with a narcissist, they isolate you and they try to make you feel like you're crazy and alone. So get the help and support that you need also. So another example with I don't need you is if you're dealing with a narcissistic family member who tries to control you, instead of saying, I'm fine on my own, you would say, I appreciate your input and I believe that we could find a solution that works for both of us. The last one that you're going to say, this is a huge trigger for kind of anybody, to be honest with you, but especially for a narcissist. Can you guess what it would be? All right, it's calm down. It's like the last thing that anybody wants to do is actually calm down. If somebody says calm down, especially a narcissist, I mean, it comes across as dismissive, patronizing, condescending, right? And it definitely just escalates tension. And it doesn't diffuse it at all. Nobody is more calm after somebody tells them to calm down. You want to be much more tactical. You want to be smarter about it. You want to acknowledge a person's feelings. You want to actually make them feel heard, and then guide the conversation more towards solutions, such as, I can see this is important to you. Let's figure out how we can address this concern together. So like, for example, during an argument, instead of saying, calm down, say, I understand this is frustrating. How about if we take a moment to breathe and then work on finding a solution together? Another example, if a narcissistic colleague is getting agitated in a meeting, rather than saying, relax, say, I see that this issue is causing some tension. Let's take a short break and come back with a fresh perspective. So something to that effect. And by the way, if you are needing some more phrases for disarming narcissists, grab my free phrases for disarming narcissists at disarmthenarc.com, and those will definitely help you. You know how crucial the right words are. You know how crucial it is to have empowering strategies. So definitely grab this resource so that it'll help you hold your ground in tough conversations. All right, so I love to hear your experiences. Comment below with a phrase that you have found helpful, or a phrase that you have found to be super bad that you definitely don't ever want to say to narcissists. So sharing your story below will help all of us navigate these tricky waters in dealing with narcissists, because we are building a massive, huge community here, an army of people who are rising up against narcissists in professional settings, in personal settings, in dealing with high conflict negotiation situations. That's why I have my certification program in high conflict negotiations, and why I have my Slay Your Negotiation program as well. I'm so glad that you are here. The next video that I want you to watch is things never to do with narcissists, things never to do with narcissists. You go check that out next. But before you head on over there, make sure that you have subscribed here, you've hit that bell, and you've liked this video, and you go ahead and share it with whoever needs to check it out. All right, so things never to do with narcissists. I'll see you in that next video. Remember, today's a great day to start negotiating your best life, and I will see you in that next video. It is so hard to find a great mentor in every aspect of your life for all the different things that you need. I was so excited when I found Masterclass, because you can have the dream mentor in every area of your life. Like somebody like Anna Wintour for me, because she's such a great, effective female leader in the areas of leadership and creativity. So, but you can find a masterclass in any area of your life, in anything that you want to become the best in, whatever it is that you want to be the best at. Masterclass is the only streaming platform that you can learn and grow in over 200 areas for just $10 a month for an annual membership. You can have unlimited access to whatever instructor you want, and you can even access it on your phone, your computer, your TV, whatever it is that you stream from, right? And the classes make a difference in 88% of the members that access it. So I know I have learned so much myself in being a more effective communicator. Plus, every membership comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Don't wait another moment for your learning journey. Just go ahead and give Masterclass a try, because right now our listeners, our viewers, get an additional 15% off any annual membership at masterclass.com/negotiate. That's 15% off any masterclass at masterclass.com/negotiate.